Please note that the opinions expressed on this channel do not necessarily reflect those of the Tanya 23 experience. We hereby assert our right to utilize media clips for the sole purpose of reporting and informing our audience. These video clips are used in accordance with fair use principles and applicable copyright laws. Thanks so much for your viewing.
Please visit our website and sign up with your email address to get the notifications in case other social media outlets fail sending out notifications for some reason. www.tanya23.com or www.holistichealingshaven.org. Also, check out our retail store Holistic Emporium. As a treat to see what style I'm rocking and as promotion of myself, I will be wearing fashion sponsored by Tanya23. Classy news. That's it, that's all.
Yes. Peace, peace, peace to everyone. I hope that you can hear me. Tonight we have a special show, and we also have Brother Rizzo with us tonight. We're going to talk about this January alignment that everyone has been raving about. Tonight is a very special part of it. So, yeah. And before we get started, I have added a little program thing that I need to do every single time, because not only is Tanya 23 a podcaster, but she's also an entrepreneur. I make scented candles, I make body butters, I have other products that I'm working with private label. Tonight, this is one of them. Let's see if you can get me onto the camera.
Please
here.
note that the
Let me get this. Okay, how can I move this out now? Unloop.
Please note that the
What's going on? How can I remove this? Here we go. Okay, this is one of my products that I have a private label. It is a face mister. Now, of course, everyone is trying to stay as hydrated as possible, and this is a very important part of skincare. So just a little demonstration, if you can see that it's a mister, and it's got like 2 streams of mist that comes out. You can either do 1 stream or 2, but it is for the face and neck area. And as you can see, you can fill it with your own essential oils and your own personal ingredients. And you can switch up and, give your face a treat, like a nice lavender misting. You have thyme you can use. There's a plethora, of course. You have your lemongrass and, your signature rose water type of things that you can add in there and give your face a beautiful treat. Now, this is going to be a private label product. Not going to be, it is a private label product. If you were to order this, you would see. Those products are going to be available shortly. Give us like a week or so. www.tanya23.com. And these are our body butters that we have been pretty much making since 2014. All different kinds, but this is the signature kind. So you don't have to have a preference for scent or anything like that, because this is everything in one. It's for the entire body. And fellas, it works for your beard as well. It softens, shines, and conditions all beard types, all skin types. As a matter of fact, the body butter can be used from head to toe. Supreme moisturizing. All the ingredients are here. This is our signature trademarked product. And yes, it's Shea Butter Me by Tanya23. Beautiful product. To order, www.tanya23.com. And if you look in the description of the video, you will see all of the different links there. So what I said was I was going to feature just one product per show, because I am a person that has about 50 products that I create, and counting. I just created another product the other day, and I'm not ready to share what it is with the world as of yet, but it's definitely one that hasn't been done yet. I always like to take pride on inventing things that hasn't been done yet. Yes. Brother Rizzy, can you hear me?
Yes, sister, I can hear you.
Peace and love. Brother Rizzy also is a entrepreneur, and he has products that he creates also, but he's more so in the food industry, which accompanies Tanya23's skincare, because the first key to great skin is a great diet. And Brother Rizzy knows all about that. Is there anything that you want to share that you're working on now that you want to share with the people?
Just going back to the islands, and I'm saying going back to the islands is going back to the island roots and getting all the different things I can find in the international markets and different things like that that I do at work, but I also tried at home too. I mean, I already know it's going to be a success, but sometimes you got to find alternatives and different things. And like, been doing some with guava a whole lot. I did a guava chutney the other day. I did a guava
Mm,
barbecue, and it just experimenting different ways to do this thing, because
yeah.
the guavas where I'm from, they're more pink, and the guavas I get up here, they come from like Mexico or somewhere else, and it's like more like a faint color. So I've been
Mm,
messing with that, just keeping it Caribbean, because there's a lot of Caribbean things that American people don't know about. So it's like it's new. It's a new avenue. It's a new avenue for them, which means that
absolutely.
it's a lot of things out there that they can get into that be healthy and taste just as good. Because
Yes.
it is good for you don't mean it gotta taste bad. A
Yes.
lot of the stuff
Absolutely.
nowadays, like you can get lemon and guava. I can make a tea out of that, and it'd be good for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
What are some
different
of the
things of
health
that nature.
benefits? What are some of the health benefits of guava?
Aids with gut digestion. It helps with heart. It has good fiber in it. Different things of that nature.
Yes, that
You can eat the
fiber.
skin inside, and you can eat the inside of it and the skin too as well. So the skin is good as well too.
Yes, finding
You can eat
foods
the
with
whole fruit.
proper fiber is very important, and finding something that works with your system, especially when you get up in age. For our audience that is 50 plus out there, guava is a very good source of fiber, in which we need a lot of at this age.
But you see, you got a lot of people, they don't want to try anything new and not realizing the same things that you've been eating is the same things that you've been doing the same thing. Ain't nothing changed. If anything, it got worse for you. So,
Yes.
it's different sugars out there. You got coconut sugar, you got date sugar, you got guava sugar, you got sugar
Question.
from different things.
Yes. What do you think about the coconut sugar? I was
Um,
looking at it the other day and I wondered because it looks like brown sugar.
yeah, it probably does turn brown after it's been oxidized or exposed to the air.
It actually was
Anything
the original brown. It was the brown color in the container that I saw. So is it supposed to be white or is it the originally brown?
it probably offsets the brown after a while when the air hits it, oxidizes. It's
Right.
gonna turn brown.
Okay. Because see, the lots of foods that we are getting imported in, we actually do not know what it is to have the actual organic version.
You gotta look.
Um,
You gotta look at videos and look in these foreign countries and see what they look like. Like if you look at you perfect example. You look at a guava, and you'll see that there's two different kinds of guavas. You look at an avocado, you see there's like 5 different kinds of avocados. Like the avocados I get up here in America are not true avocados to me because of they're Mexican avocados from Guatemala. So they smaller as to you get an avocado from like the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands. You can get an avocado bigger than your hand or it's just as big as your hand. It's going a lot to hold. Like the mangoes. The mangoes is another thing too. You got over 4 different kinds of mangoes or more. Just 4 different kinds that I know of that we have on our island. And I'm talking about
wow.
mangoes. You got to eat them mangoes. You got to cut it with a fork and a knife. You can eat them with a fork and a knife. It get real messy. You get all the
Wow.
juice coming out before you even get to the flesh of the mango.
I actually just had my second kind of mango this summer for the first time. I want to say peace to Coconut. Thank you for blessing us with your presence on the show tonight. Yes, peace and blessings to Coconut. Scarbarian, another Scarbarian coming through. Yeah, so this particular mango had a smaller seed and a lot more mango. And I was like, oh, these are good. I forget the particular name of it, but they were actually a little bigger.
Was it a
Than,
graft? A graft?
did you say graft? That doesn't ring a
Nah.
bell. It was
So
more so something like
yeah, that's what we call them, smaller mangoes, a graft mango. Where
I
we
forget
from?
it. I forget. Yeah. But it was available in the Hispanic markets.
Yeah,
You know,
it's way more juicy.
avocados are there also.
The
And they're
avocados are bigger too. Yeah, if you
mhm,
get it
and they're a
from
lot they're actually kind of more moist on the inside.
yeah, they ain't dry like the avocados you get
Right. And
from
they actually
Mexico because
slip
of that
out of
dry
the
heat
skin.
in the
Yeah.
soil that it grows in. They
Right.
avocados lack what is it? It ain't calcium. It's
Magnesium.
magnesium. They
Mhm.
avocados lack magnesium because if you taste the avocados from Mexico, the reason I know is because I work for Chipotle and they get their avocados from there, not knowing better.
Mm.
So the avocados you get, they're usually dry or they're so
Mhm.
dry that they start to turn brown inside.
Mhm. Mhm.
They don't stay
Yeah,
that
they're not
solid,
even
vibrant green yellow.
they're just getting ripe and they're already brown inside.
Because when they were getting ripe, they didn't have enough what you call it, like you said.
Mm.
It lacked magnesium. So because
Right.
what it is to you is a ways to deal with that when your dirt don't have enough magnesium. They got magnesium powder you can pour right in the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
Add a little
Yeah,
water to it
absolutely
and
they do.
feed the
Yes.
plants, man.
Yeah,
It,
I do a lot of gardening, and there is mainly everything needs to be added back into the soil,
add a
even
little
from turning
salt.
it,
Yeah, you give it some
even
salt, magnesium.
yeah,
It
turning it
activates
over
it.
one time. Yeah, right. It makes the absorption better,
Yeah,
better absorption of other nutrients
it's a
is
living thing, so
mhm.
it gotta grow too. And then you got. I was just doing some research on guava berry. Now, guavas and guava berry not the same thing. They are
Mm.
not the same thing. Have you ever heard of a
Say that
juniper
again.
guava and a
Mhm.
guava berry is not the same thing.
Okay. All right. Okay, family. Did you hear that? Guava and a guava berry is not the same thing.
No. Now,
Okay.
guava berry, it comes from like the Caribbean, but St. Martin is known for it. It's famous. It's known for making like in the culture they use it for like making rum drink. It's like a holiday rum. They
Mm-hmm.
use it. You make wine. They make tarts, different sauces and soups with it. So, have you ever heard of juniper berry?
Yes, I have.
So
I
now you
actually have
taste.
it in an essential oil
Now you
version for
taste
my body oils, body butter.
juniper berry. Now I
Mm-hmm.
use that to cook with. I use that to like braise steaks and like the big sirloins and
Mm.
things like that. The big old hunks of meat that they be using. Let me see, like a prime rib and things of that nature. When you making
Interesting.
prime ribs, yeah. So you get them berries, man, and they have like a slight minty taste to them, like at
Mm-hmm.
the flavor of it. So what happens with that is you got let me see how I can explain. Juniper berry, when you taste that, you can taste like hints of guava berry in there. So you would think that they related, but one is a pine and one is a citrus.
Mm-hmm.
But they have similar flavors. So if you blended them together, who knows what you would get?
Mm. See, the one I'm using, that's what I was going to bring up, is for the skin, but it has a great smell, but I use it for body butter. It's called juniper berry.
Yeah, it's also another good. It's just it's good as smell and it's good to eat too. It helps
Yeah.
with different things.
I was going to say that since I've been in the world of holistic wellness, everything that we use for skincare first starts out with us eating it.
Right.
Fresh lavender, rosemary, all of your herbs. Those things should be what is used for our skincare also. But of course, we know the industry is heavily chemicalized. And so, where it would say, um, let's just say juniper berry butter, right? Um, you can actually bet on 3 to 5% of that product of juniper berry. The rest is whatever else they feel like putting into the
Yeah,
container.
it's a filler. All they doing is giving you the smell of it. They giving you the smell of it, and then they
And
using the
it's
rest to fill it up.
actually it is the counterfeit smell of it, because that's what I
Extracted.
try to explain to people. The butters that I make, I use essential oils. That is different than fragrance. Fragrance is a created fake oil that smells like juniper, but it has no
So the
juniper in
word
it.
for fragrance, the
Right.
base word
All
for
they have to
fragrance
do
is
is fool the senses, fool the nose, and you think you have what it is. But no, blueberry.
that would
Blueberry
be
can be
a,
counterfeit.
a
You think
fragrance
you're
would be
putting
a
on
scented fragment. That's what it is. It's a
right,
scented fragment. So you're
right.
gonna
It,
say
it
fragrance?
doesn't
Tell
have
them
any of the scent
fragrance means
in
fragment,
it at all. You know what I'm
scented
saying?
fragment.
You can have a cherry smell and have no cherry in that product at all.
Fragmentation. It's
You know,
fragmentation. That's all
so
it
we have to
is.
be careful about if we say organic, organic and natural is a difference, you know. But yeah, because we could be on that. That's a whole show. Actually, we started out with that on the show, but
Fragments,
we gotta
fragrance.
lead into, well, hey, it leads into being in alignment. Right now, we are putting in alignment the use of herbs for food and skincare, you know. And holistically, the herbs that I cook with, a lot of the herbs are actually being used to make the oils, for the other products as well. So yeah, there's a big difference. Like if you're juicing the pulp that you get, that all that pulp from the fruit, I know you feel crazy about getting rid of it or throwing it away. Like, what are you guys doing with the pulp? Me, what I do with the pulp is I take and I freeze it and then I use it for soap making. So when I say I want to use a papaya, I have real papaya in my soaps, real cucumber in my soaps. All of the products that I make, if I say that it's organic because you have to go by, if your product is tested, what you say it is, that's what it has to be. But this is another thing that, quote unquote, America has to do a lot of work cleaning up, because a lot of things that is accepted in the food creation here is not accepted anywhere else on the planet. So that tells that we're being fed a lot of poison.
They're not gonna clean it up. It's a business. We gotta seek
To a
out.
certain
We
extent,
gotta.
right?
They're not gonna clean it up. It's a
But what's
business.
going on now is absolutely ridiculous. That's why you have the increase in the big C cases out there, the dreaded C increase in those cases because of the chemicals and things that are being used to grow our food. Number one, it's and for people to say, oh, I'm a vegetarian or I'm a vegan, you're not out of the loop, because the fertilizers and different things that is being used to grow the food, so it's getting everything.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that claim to be vegetarian or vegan, they like to exclude themselves, but the fake meats and things that they're creating now are also filled with, fillers, and meat fillers you definitely want to stay away from, you know. But yeah, so what does that have to do with planetary alignment? Well, you have to know and have discernment. Like, how you have seasons of things. This is what I tell people. Like, say you like to eat steak. Okay, you like to eat steak. Fine, not a problem. But you don't want to be on such a continuous schedule. You want to switch up. That's why if there's something going on with the beef, you don't want to be consuming it on an everyday basis, a few times a week and all of that crap. You want to be, if you have steak one day, okay, don't go back to that to the rest of the week. And by golly, we need to know that every meal doesn't have to have meat in it. It's okay to have a meatless meal once in a while. Meat eaters out there. I think that's the ultimate sin for the meat eaters out there. Every meal doesn't have to have meat in it.
Nah, that comes from
It's a very
oppression.
bad habit.
That comes from oppression.
Yeah, even if I have to
People don't.
change the name of this podcast, because it seems to be spiritually going down the food wars. I think I need to
Got
name this
to.
food
It,
wars.
it got to. It got to
Let's
start
change it.
there.
Yeah, because
I
this
know you don't
it's
got to change the name
naturally
of it. Food
happening.
is food is spiritual too. You don't
Yes.
change the name of it. Food is spiritual too. It's good where it's at. So
Yeah.
people got to learn. You can't. The things you've been eating all your life, it gonna have to change at some point in time.
Yeah.
You can't eat that stuff forever. And then
Exactly.
the ketchup you get here, the ketchup you get in Canada, Canada ketchup got 6 ingredients. Ketchup over here got 50 ingredients in it. You got the
Wow.
water.
Yes.
I did
Yes.
some. I
Plain
did some.
catch up. 50 ingredients, y'all.
I'm probably over exaggerating. It probably don't have 50 ingredients, but it
No,
has a whole lot of
no,
ingredients
I'm
in
gonna
it.
Google it because it's close to it, man. We don't even
It
have to exaggerate anymore. It's close to 50 ingredients. Let me see.
damn near it. Yeah. It got things in there we can't pronounce it. Then I did some research, right? And you know, one day I was drinking regular water, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I went to Walmart and they got some of the baby water, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I drank the baby water, right? And the water was softer. It was way softer. Like you could actually drink the water, and it's like, damn, this other water, what have I been drinking?
I was telling my daughter the other day, I said, well, when I don't have any of my butters or whatever, already there to just use when I come out of the shower or whatever, I revert to the baby lotion because God forbid they find something going on. I think those might be some of the safest products to use,
To
on
some
the
extent,
shelves.
to some extent.
To us, yeah, because things come, they do recalls and all of that. And yeah, they're feeding our babies crap as well, but it's a little less crappier than what they're feeding us. You know what I'm saying? Because what's inside of a baby lotion should be mainly water based. But literally look on the ingredients, and it's a lot of ingredients that you cannot pronounce. And come on now. There's a
I
lot going on.
mean, that's the
We are
problem. You know,
consuming a
what we
lot.
got to get back to as a people is how can
Yes.
we have these other people making stuff for us and they don't even know, like, they're not even the same genetics as us. So we need to go back to getting our oils and different things of that nature. You got fruits that make oils, you got nuts that make oils and different things of that nature. You let that them different things sit and you take the oil from it and you use it.
Let me tell you, people don't understand that
Coconut
the
oil.
oil that
Coconut
you
oil is
cook
one of the
with,
best
right? The
oils.
oil that you cook with should be able to be put on your entire body.
Coconut oil, one of the best
Coconut
oils.
oil is the best. But now they're starting to make messed up versions of coconut oil as well. Anything cheap, like you have to
They
read
giving
the
you some kind of
ingredients.
fake oil with the smell.
Right. Is a lot
But
of
you gonna know though. You gonna know.
right. Right. And the best kind of coconut oil is actually called MCT oil. And it's a lot more expensive, but it doesn't solidify. It's fractionated. And I use that for skincare a lot, but you can also consume it. Most of the products that is in my skincare product, you can consume, like my aloe vera gel. It's a, cold press
Yeah.
product and whatnot. So yeah, I'm gonna start. We're gonna start doing a lot of these segments together because it could be like we'll talk about that offline. But yeah, this is gonna continue because we actually always go down this road together, and we both have a lot of information that we could speak right off the cuff. Like I could wake right up and start talking
The
about
seed oils, all the seeds you get, if you got a
right.
seed extract, they
And
extract the
hair
oils from
care.
them. They
Yes,
do different things for you. You gotta I see what it
absolutely.
is. I'm not no Virgin Islands. I'm up here in America.
Hmm.
And like I've been so busy on the physical aspect of logistics instead of spiritualism. So
Mm,
because of that, I'm not able to cover. I'm like the government is taking my time from me. Literally, my time is
hmm,
being consumed into other things that are not as important to the spirit.
hmm,
So it's like when you get that level of time, you gotta find it. It's really hard to get there because
hmm.
it's the trick to it is people stop doing what they doing, and I'm like, nah, don't stop doing what you're doing. Keep doing that and more because when they tell you, all right, you're good, nah, you're not good. Keep doing that and more. You got to be uncomfortable to be comfortable, and
Hmm.
by the time you get uncomfortable enough to be comfortable, then you're gonna see what you need to see. But then, even then, you don't let up the pedal. You just keep going. You just keep going. You can't stop. You
Right.
can't.
Can't. That's the
Not
thing
right
how
now.
I
You
feel
can't
about
stop.
When I take a break from podcasting, I really feel that void. And I know that I have to get back to it. I know that there is something that this is part of my destiny. I'm supposed to be doing this. Like I've known it ever since the very first show that I did. The very first show that I did back in 2014 got 8,000 views. And then it broke off after that. And this wasn't even a video.
Because
This was
you probably
just
stopped. You
talking.
got to keep going.
Yeah, this was
You
just
can't
talking.
stop. See what it
Yeah.
is? The things that stop me is that I
It'd be
can't
life events,
gain
but I get
access to
back.
what I want to, how I want to gain access to it, because it's like, dang, I figured something out, and then 1 minute you figure something out, something else go bad. Or the minute you something go bad, you figure something out, but you don't have time to toy with it because you got to fix this situation, got to fix that situation.
But
It's
you
a
got to
lot of,
set it in your mind, like you said, to keep going. Like,
oh
even if
yeah,
I can't
yeah.
go today, I'm going to keep going at this. I'm setting up my next interview show or whatever it's going to be in my head. And you are programming your subconscious mind to come to get back and keep moving forward. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I got to. This is American. I don't know who understand more than me that, like, I cannot get to the level of oppression where it's like I forgot what I came to do, what I should be doing. And a
Mhm.
lot of people out here in the society, they get to that level where it's like, you were supposed to be doing something. Did you forget? When are you gonna get back to it? How you gonna get back to it? What were you doing before you started doing that? And it's like,
Mhm.
damn, it just spirals down. Like, where do I start?
So true. But
I'm
I
telling you, you gotta look at the foods they've been doing. A couple
mhm.
months ago, they did a recall on the Fiji water.
Yeah, I know.
Uh, I
That
mean,
because
I'm
my
like,
daughter
wow.
was a Fiji water person, and then I was trying to tell her, no, it's just that no matter what water you drink, you got to switch it up because you don't want to,
Evian
you
is one
know.
that I like. I like Evian too. They ain't touched
Okay.
that yet. So the ones with the mountains on it,
Yeah, I was
yeah.
telling her from our region to switch back to the Poland Springs spring water. We have Deer Park here, but it's mainly
Yeah,
Deer
I'm not a
Park
big
here, but
fan of Deer Park. Deer
Poland
Park has a flavor I don't really care for.
Poland
And
Springs is really
Poland
delicious to
Springs
me.
too. They
Well, I
got I
know
like
it's bottled up there where we're from. I'm near the Saratoga, New York.
it's a water called Icelandic. I like that water too.
I also like that Hawaiian volcano water in the blue
Yeah,
bottle.
that with that
I
weird
forget
name
the
on it.
name of it. Yeah, it's
That
a Hawaiian water.
yeah, it comes with that blue tap on it. Yeah,
hmm
that water is so refreshing. I
That
can't
is
remember the name
actually
of it.
volcanic. Yeah, it's volcanic water.
Yeah,
It's a good water.
yeah, the
I was trying
volcano,
to
the
find out how to get it
fossils
in
from the
bulk, but
volcano clean. That water is clean from the fossils from the
they
volcano and
should
the
be
ashes.
bottling. They should be bottling it in glass. It shouldn't be in plastic. There is a bottle company that's bottling in glass out of Georgia. I got to find out what the name of it is. But yeah.
Good water.
Um,
Good water hard to come about.
mhm. Well, I was trying to. We're going to do another segment on this, but there's so many things lined up because I was trying to share what I learned about changing the structure of your water, even if you get it, because we are talking about the microplastics and whatnot. And that's another thing. We can get rid of the plastics in our water, but it's going to be an investment of $300-400. But it's worth it, and it pays yourself back within the first couple of months if you drink water the way I do. And I like to cook with clean water, of course, and all of that. But yeah, so to get rid of the plastics out of your water is a process called osmosis. The machine is sold on Amazon. There's so many different machines out there, but there's only a few machines out there that can remove plastics. And one of them is sold on Amazon. It's called in osmosis machine.
Now
Let's
I got a
take.
question.
Go ahead. I'm gonna look it up.
I get that they got their machines. Don't you think
Mhm.
that black people could make their own machines, and get that going? I think that
Absolutely. If we
I
do
think
it,
we
go
could do
ahead and
something
do
with
it.
charcoal and watering it. I think that will help purify certain things too. I think that charcoal. I gotta look more into the element of charcoal, but I'm quite sure it'll do something to it.
Yeah. We could create, I mean, it's already been done and the patent is out there. We could definitely copy it because, that's what happens. The one company makes it, they make their money off of it, and then they let everyone else get the patent.
I believe that there's something out there that you could put in that water that purifies that water, and some natural
That
element that purifies that water.
now
And
understand that may be true, but when it comes to removing plastics, there's something different. Purifying and removing that plastic is
yeah,
something different.
I want to do both of them. I want to purify it and remove the plastic at the same time. Don't
Now
want to just
let's
have the water and you do one and not the other.
right,
Try to
of
do both.
course. Let's
Because you can
check
take
this
the
out.
plastic out the water and the water still not be properly filtered and clean the way it should be clean.
Let's check this machine out. Can you see?
What
It's
is it
three.
called? A remineralization
It's called
3.1.
right. It says remineralization 3.1 pure to drain portable water purifier. But it's really you see it says countertop reverse osmosis water filter system 7-stage purification with UV and remineralization. So this is ready to drink. You know what I'm saying? Not only does it get everything out of it, and then it has a 7-stage purification with the UV light, and then it remineralizes it. This is the only way to ensure that you're drinking clean water, plastic free. Let's look at some of the things here. And I actually, okay, we're going to do an experiment. I want to get a sponsor. I'm going to write this company, but I want to see if I can get a machine. And we experiment on it and do some research. And I think that if I can create a small group, I can get a machine for everyone. I'm quite crafty at those things. Hold on a second. All you got to do is worry about the filters, changing the darn filters. You can add on. It says spend 22 cents a day. And they got fruit in the water. Let me see that again.
In this tutorial video, we'll show you how to replace and reset the filter in the Robot Light and Robot Light UV reverse osmosis drinking water systems. Please prepare one Robot Light and Light UV replacement filter and the filter wrench provided with the original unit. The filter lifespan indicator has 4 bars that will decrease over the time and volume of filtration. Once
Question, Riz. Do you know what is the main ingredient in the filter that's doing all the filtration? I think this is the answer to your question.
Go ahead.
Activated charcoal.
I knew it. That's why I kept saying what I was saying. We don't
That's
need them. I
this
know it.
new.
It gotta be charcoal. I knew it.
Mm-hmm.
I just said that in so many ways. So if you can find a way to get me we can find a way to get a goddamn excuse my French
Mm-hmm.
telescope, a
Mm-hmm.
quartz crystal,
I have a
and some
telescope
a
and a quartz.
quartz crystal, different things where you could pull that energy from the sun and have it filtrate through and set it up where you could put it in your water tank or something where it could run through your water system. You wouldn't even need a water system anymore. You create a water system where that water, it
Mm-hmm.
flows and it cleans that water ever so often. It shoots a stream of water in, and it keeps shooting different streams of water in, and then you got like some kind of thing where it holds that water, like a hot water heater or something, and it pulls into that. It goes into that chamber, and then it does whatever it needs to do. It may take a couple hours a day to reset, and yeah, yep. On a bigger scale, and all probably gotta do is add a to get it to do what you want. Probably all you gotta do is add a crankshaft to pull some of that power.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done playing with these people, man. I don't need these people.
Yeah,
I
I
don't need
was
these
thinking.
people.
Yep, I was thinking the same thing. I like to close my eyes and picture certain things, but that would is definitely doable for larger systems. Um, just
Yeah.
like the machine that the black man made
The water
to,
machine, and then they kept
yeah,
down
pull
and
the
they
water.
destroyed it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nah, he
They
made that, but what
destroyed
he
it.
should have did when he made that, he made that, but he shouldn't have made it in the public there. He should have donated that to places where there were a lot of black people, different things of that nature, because you're a threat to society, because
Mm.
you're stopping them from making a dollar that they've been making. You're cutting a dollar out. They already got enough money. They already made enough money, but they want more money.
Yeah.
It's not enough. So now when a black man come up with something like that, he's a threat. He's a threat to
Just like
society.
the young man that found out how to run the car off of water.
Oh, they killed him. They killed him.
But the someone else did it again. Another
Yep.
young man from Africa did it
And what
again.
they do, they bought it from him.
Don't know whatever happened to him. This
Never heard
was
from him again, did you?
around COVID time.
Never heard from him again.
Definitely was another African brother.
A threat. When you Americans see that, you become a threat to the world.
That's crazy because it doesn't exactly work like that for others when they create something. They get protected, they get funded.
You gotta have money, because what it is they're gonna do now, they're gonna take that out there. They don't want you to have that out there. You're not. This is how they look at you. They look at you as property. So how dare you think of something like that? You're not supposed to think like that. You ain't supposed to know these things. In their mind, that's how they think. That's how jacked up the world is. So when you get something, they create laws and say they'll say you did something, or they haven't seen you. In
We are
that case, they haven't seen you because you didn't do anything wrong, and everybody knows you created something that they didn't have access to or they couldn't create. So now they know why you're missing.
we are on
Because you
record
become a
as
problem.
we're on record in history as the creators of mostly everything.
Yeah, and they trying to take that. They trying to take that away from us. We allow it. I've been fighting back, man. I
It
ain't got time.
smells just as silky as it looks. Oh my goodness. Brother Rizzy, I'm going to have to get you a sample so that you can give real-time reviews. When we do our show, we both be like this so we could be ready. This is our protection for the show.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing
send
with
you a
the
little bit
product.
because I want you to
You
review it.
gotta want to go like you gotta like I'm the type of person I stop people in the mall and be like, hey, check come here, check this out, check this out, check this out.
Yes, yes.
Stop them right no more. No.
And it's
Say,
not, you know how some shea butter is very thick and it like take a while. Mine absorbs right into the skin quickly because it's another beautiful ingredient in here that helps it absorb and not be like greasy on your face, but give you like a nice shine. But yeah, I'm gonna get that out. What's today? Monday. I'm gonna get that out to you probably
hold on, I
Wednesday.
still gotta get that sauce out. I haven't been able to get the barbecue
Oh
sauce out.
yeah, I didn't get my sauce
I
because
ain't
we
forget.
both
You gotta
supposed
give
to
me
be
a
okay. Because
second
when I
because
get
I
my
got so much
package,
going on right now.
I
I
know.
gotta try to get there on Mondays, but what it is with Mondays now, last Monday I couldn't do it because it was Martin Luther King. They so the Monday I was like, dang, you really took the Monday away from me. So now I gotta
The
wait till this following Monday
well,
coming
it was a
to
great
do
day
it.
to get things done, but everything's closed, so none of
Yeah,
the
it was a
packages
good
could
day,
go
but
out, and you
everything
couldn't even
closed.
leave them at the post office. The stuff that had the postage on it, because I do my postage at home. I print it at home, and you know,
Yeah,
so
it's just getting everything, and then with the weather, it's been bad here. The weather is finally starting to get good, but it's been
good.
cold, really cold out here. The last Indiana's a weird place, so
We
it
had a
gets
cold
cold.
front last week too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they've been messing with the weather.
it got down to the single digits, and then
That damn
now
art machine. Yeah, they've
this
been messing with
week
the
is
weather.
supposed to be close to 50 degrees,
Yeah, that's what they've been saying. Today was it was
and
about
then
50,
it's gonna drop back
55 here
down.
today. It
Then
was
it's
about
gonna drop down.
55 here today.
Yeah.
It was
And
nice.
that's what keeps people sick. And guess what? For the first time since inauguration day, they lit the sky up with chemtrails today.
Nah, it ain't the weather that's keeping people sick. It's the stuff that they eat during the weather that it is keeping them
That
sick.
too. But I'm saying they were tainting the air and they had, slacked up a bit. But I noticed today the sky was tic-tac-toed up again. I mean, it was bad. I was like, So they haven't stopped with that. Well, I just saw it for the first time. So they probably are just doing whatever they want to do. But Trump needs to tell them, shut them damn chemtrails down. Let the people breathe, because that's actually whatever is in that stuff is making people sick.
It's
That's just what
aluminum. It's like little pieces of aluminum and different
it's
things.
big time metal, yeah. And if people
The
aren't
the metal
detoxing
get in,
to
and when the
get it
metal
out,
get in,
yeah.
it lights you up. It's like you're the insulator of that metal.
And it pretty much can trigger any viruses that's floating around. I mean, you could have a flu floating in there but never really get sick, but extra
It's
metal in your
dormant.
system will, yeah.
Aluminum is like aluminum and iron. They're like low metals, low vibrating metals.
Right.
So
They're very
it's easy
grounding.
for them to catch anything. Like aluminum is a weak metal. It doesn't do much. It conducts
Things
just enough.
attached to it. Yeah, things
Yeah.
attached to it. Even in the atomic stage, it's easy to bind those things, to other metals. What it'll do is it'll bind and then it flushes out. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Yeah. But gotta get
Aluminum
it
is
out.
definitely a so what it is with aluminum is it if you ever pay attention to aluminum, you see what we used to use it for back in the days, you'll put it on antenna, it'll draw a signal, different things like that, and then you gotta turn it and change it because it catch that signal for a little bit. You gotta turn a little bit to get another signal. That's what it was used for back in the days.
Hmm.
Now they put it in different things, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of everything got aluminum in it.
Yes, and this is what I was
Even your
saying to the
deodorant, the
ladies.
deodorant has
I
aluminum
was gonna say
involved
that
somehow.
for the ladies, yeah. It's causing the big C word,
Yeah,
but what it's also doing is clogging
the
the
pause,
the
the
channels here.
pause.
Yeah, right in there.
They don't. Then guess what it do to them? Guess what it do after a while? It start burning your paws. It burns your skin.
Mm.
Because think about it. If your skin's clogged up and you got sweat and it can't go nowhere and it's just sitting there, and you got metal there, it's gonna burn.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna cause a
Because it's
burning
really
sensation reaction.
aggravating the skin. Yeah, it's aggravating the skin. So I have
irritating the skin.
yes,
The skin is the biggest organ. That's the biggest organ we have. The skin is.
It's the biggest organ, and everything
It tells you when something's wrong. When you see something on your skin outside, that means something inside ain't right.
And
so it's telling you something's happening.
So important to pay attention to the scalp and the skin. Like, I'm very adamant. Like, if I get like a little bump or whatever it is, this and that, because I have like a lot of they would be freckles on the face, but it will be like a little, see, like the little mole. These like run in my family. It's like supposed to be beauty moles or whatever, but this is actually green. You know, it's a light, like a green color.
Nah, skin. Do you know back in the day?
But my veins, yeah, that's how I am.
Veins,
you can see my veins through my skin.
People don't believe this, right? Mm-hmm. But once upon a time, our pigment was green.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't red.
Yep.
Or blue. But what
Some
happened
of us are still green, like me. Like, I could see a lot of green chlorophyll.
I see a lot of people from different countries, like Africa, and I see the green in them, right? And I say, oh, okay. The pigment, like, we like plants, nature, green.
And they don't have to be that green. Dark.
No.
They don't have to be that dark, you know?
I've seen it a lot.
Like green here.
You'll see like the veins, if they're like a light shade, you'll see the veins is green.
Mm-hmm.
And in seeing that, right, I did some research, like about the Anunnaki and all that, and how the iron, like we took iron as another source because we needed that. And what iron does is when it hits the bloodstream, it changes the color of the bloodstream. A lot of people don't know that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I had to get blood work not too long ago, and it looked black when it first came out. Like, before the light really hit it, like, I got a chance to really see it before the light really hit it, and it was like dark color.
Yeah, it is. It oxidizes when it hits the air. Mm-hmm. Another element, so whatever chemicals is in the elements, it reacts to the chemicals in the element and it changes color.
Right.
So the blood dies. It dries out and it dies. Once it hit the air, that's why they say, like, you know, once you get hit too many times, you get shot or whatever, and that ear hits you, it poisons the body. So you're not dying from the bullet, you dying from the after trauma. It's the after trauma that kill you. That ears was poisoning you.
Mm-hmm. Plus, I heard that it feels like fire in your skin when you get shot, you know. But something
because all that velocity, that
wish on anyone.
That wind is, you gotta remember, that's iron. Iron is a low metal.
Hot
iron hitting the body, and then all that wind that then traveled with it. Iron and lead. It's iron and lead. Lead is dead.
Well, speaking of soldiers, right? There's a lot of soldiers, and there's a lot of soldiers that have this iron lead in them, and they're unaware. Well, because, for example, my dad, he was getting some routine x-ray that they give you when you're like 60, 70 years old or whatever. And I thought there was an MRI, and then they found a bullet that's been in his body for years. I mean, it's not bothering him or anything, but it showed up on an x-ray. And he had gotten shot a number of times. Yeah, my dad actually got shot 7 times, and he lived. But yeah, this was at one time. He's like not the only 50 Cent. Like, my dad is like a 50 Cent also. And he didn't even know that bullet was in him. He thought they removed them all, but He still had one, and I believe it was in his back somewhere.
Technology's wasn't that good back then.
Mm-hmm. Lots of people got bullets in them, but if it's not bothering you, then I wouldn't say, mess with it. Especially the location depends.
But I think back then, depending on what kind of lead it was, some of them probably gave you lead poison.
Yeah, probably. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if it got down to something like that, then you gotta remove it. But yes. Let me see. It was something else. Oh, I did want to go over the chakra information. Because we talked about being balanced and how one of the first things is what you eat, and it shows up on the outside of you. But it's still important, even for this, your skin beauty is as much as you eat. But I've seen some people have really shitty diets and have beautiful skin. What's that all about? Like they drink beer, smoke, all kinds of shit, and they got beautiful skin. But that's tricky because my philosophy is some people's bodies are experts at hiding the poison because it's in there. You see the way they eat, even if it's just like pork and beer. It's in the system. How it's not showing? Like if that were me, I would have big ass
high
zits everywhere. I ate some steak last week. I still have this big ass zit. Every time I eat beef, I get a zit.
Cause it slows down your metabolism. And you gotta check your blood type. Certain blood types ain't meant to eat certain things.
That was another thing. I actually did look that up, and I wanted to offer that one day. We'll do a show maybe before the end of the week because we want people to donate, and what we give in return is the diet for their blood type, because I actually have them already written out. I did the research a while ago, and I was going to do it on a show and then never did the show. So I have the content. And if I'm not mistaken, red meat may not be on the list for B plus.
Yeah,
my blood
red
type
meat. Nah, red meat and
positive.
chicken. I'm B plus. Red meat and chicken can't. Chicken, red meat, chocolate, and any kind of nuts, and coffee.
Is not good.
Not good. It
For
causes not good for us.
No,
I break out from coffee and chocolate. Coffee and chocolate, we cannot. If you B plus, you cannot have coffee and chocolate at all. Excuse my French, it'll mess you all the way up.
Listen.
Because it got something called arginine, right? The body produces something called arginine, which is a protein. So when the body produces arginine, if you're producing too much arginine, you're going to break out. That means the body has too much. And there's a way to change that. It's called, you got to drink something called red algae for 6 months. And it clears the body up. It's hard to find it.
Where's my magic pen? Hold on. You said red algae?
Yeah. It clears. It helps with clearing up some of that. Yeah. Yeah, I drink that for like 3 to 6 months, something like that. I think it helps reset the arginine level. I could be wrong. It helps. It either depletes it or it resets. It does something to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into that more, but I just wrote that down. Red algae. Yes. Come on, guys, take your notes out there. When you do get a chance to watch this, take your notes. Do
coffee. I used to drink
that's
coffee.
What we're about improving. So
6 days a week, 6 to 7 days a week. I used to drink coffee twice. So 14 days in a week. 14 times in a week I used to drink coffee.
this is what I
And
wanted to say. I drank a cup of coffee today, and my whole bones in my body was aching
hurting.
like
Yeah, like you drunk
crazy.
sugar. Yeah, like you drunk, like you ever got up in the morning, right? And the first
There
thing
was
you drink
sweetener in it, but
is
not a lot.
sugar. The first thing you drink in the morning is sugar in your body, like your bones
No,
hurting. Yeah.
no.
So everybody got a different reaction. I get that from drinking, like, say I get up in the morning and I drink some alcohol, like
Mm,
straight alcohol, and I don't drink like some brown alcohol.
mm.
I've tested it. I've tested it on Sundays to see what it does. Because sometimes you gotta put your body through that to see the
Yeah.
yeses and the nos. Did that, and it like literally make you just fold up like your bones is hurting and everything.
Hmm.
That does it. Like if I drink soda in the morning or something really sweet, no water, that does it. Coffee doesn't do it to me like
You
that. I
pay the
just
price
wake
for
up and
that,
drink
huh?
coffee. Yeah, it gets you.
Yeah. That's why I don't drink alcohol
The
anymore.
coffee probably the coffee is probably
But
something
yeah,
like I
that
said, the
coffee
adjutant
had
in that coffee.
it had my body like very sore, every bone in my body. And I was like, because I'm a tea person. I like the herbs, you
See, and
know.
that's the thing. I
That
can't.
helps
That's
me
where I'm
in the
more at.
morning. I'll be like,
I'm more on the tea as well because
yeah.
the coffee I didn't did it. I did it in my 20s all the way up to like 31, and my body's like, nah, I don't want that no more. So I went back to the tea. But what I do with the tea is I like to call it American tea. I'm more trying to stay away from the American tea. So give me my tea, like give me my lemongrass. Well, I could pick out I could pick that out of the earth, different things in that nature. Like I would love to get my hands on some apple leaves. I got some guava leaves right now.
Oh my goodness. I've
I
got
could
some
make some
soursop
guava tea.
leaves.
Oh, that puts you to sleep. It's relaxing. That's what the
Mm-hmm.
soursop for, and it's the fruit itself is good for cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that
And
stuff is it's pretty solid.
it was mango leaves I had also. Mango
Mango
tea.
leaves are good too.
All leaves have something good about them. That's what
So
I was
the
telling the
leaves, what I would do
ladies
is I
about
would make I
roses
would
is
take
not to
the
throw your rose leaves away because that's what rose hips are.
what I
Rose
would do with
hips
the
oil is
tea.
made from the leaves.
I would make a fruit tea if I was you. I would take all my different teas I got and sweeten it and make a nice little fruit tea.
Oh yeah.
A Caribbean, my Caribbean fruits,
I have
different
the
fruit tea.
my tea of the day, and today's tea was a digestive tea. It was blackberry and apple cider vinegar tea. So it was really good. And it worked effectively because blackberries and apple cider vinegar together is the reaction or whatever you're looking for. It creates whatever this compound is that's good for your stomach, to line your stomach with good bacteria, actually. It doesn't destroy the good bacteria.
Yeah, I'm about to start drinking black pepper and cardamom tea.
Mm.
That's pretty good too.
Yeah, it's a couple things I've been working with. I
I
upped
love
my
cardamom. Cardamom is just so refreshing. I
I
took
upped my turmeric levels a lot. My turmeric levels are up to maybe 1,800 milligrams.
I get a lot of that when I eat my curry. So I'm full with it more on that level.
Mm-hmm.
But that what I was gonna say is that black pepper and cardamom is really good. That cardamom with the strawberries is I made a strawberry French toast with that, and the cardamom elevates the strawberry. It gives it like a hint of mint flavor, something refreshing. So it's like a refreshing strawberry. And I was like, oh man, you know what? A lot of people don't cook with cardamom in America the way they should. Cardamom is more of a Chinese, more of an Asian spice. And I'm like, wow, they using a lot of
Wow.
this stuff.
Spell it again. How is it?
Cardamom. I think it's spelled Cardamom.
Ah,
Cardamom.
okay. Cardamom. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Very good.
stuff is good.
Isn't that what they usually mix with turmeric?
No, I mean I've never heard of
No.
turmeric and cardamom. I mean they probably do, but
Maybe
I've
it's
never heard of it.
cumin. I think it's cumin.
Turmeric and cumin. Cumin.
Yeah. It's regularly mixed with turmeric
Yeah,
though.
it goes hand in hand. Coriander, cumin, and turmeric. Different things like that to make your curry. It goes in curry. That's where the curry get that nice yellow color from the turmeric.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okie dokie. All right. I have made some turmeric oil and I was thinking of dropping a little bit in here with the little mister thing and keep a little diary of the different things that I put in there to use.
Yeah,
So that
turmeric it helps with like glowing. It gives a glow to the skin. It
Mhm.
helps with that. It helps with cleansing. Turmeric and black pepper is really good to clean, like with help with parasites and things of that nature.
Black pepper.
The
And
turmeric and the
turmeric.
black pepper, it activates the turmeric. The black pepper does.
Yeah, I like to get
And just
turmeric in the powder version because the fresh turmeric goes bad fast in the refrigerator.
definitely, because it's so natural, it's around all those impurities. So
Yeah, I guess you could make your own powder if you dehydrate it. I'm gonna try that next time. Dehydrate it and grind it up, but peel it. I guess peel it first.
what I would say is season it with the black pepper and then dehydrate it.
Hmm.
Yep. And when you take that, it'll work. It'll work differently in different things. You probably take a shot of it a day. You start your day with that and some water. You let that sit in the body for an hour and then do everything else after that. Have your fruits and everything.
Have you heard of the cayenne pepper shots that everyone is talking about? It's supposed to be good for folks with diabetes and whatever have you.
Where I'm from, we do cayenne and lime. And so
Yeah.
what it is, cayenne and lime, and sometimes like you might do the cayenne, the lime, and some okra, because what it is, you add a little honey to it, or the cayenne, lime, and honey, and you boil that, you bring that to a boil, you drink a little bit of that, and man, it's gonna burn your insides out, man, but it's gonna break everything down. So basically, what it's doing what your body does when you get the fever. When you get the fever, right? What I found out about like getting the fever, you're not really sick. Your body is actually going through a mechanism to prevent you from further getting sick. So what it does is it heats up to kill anything in there that it can't get, that it can't regularly get to. So at that moment, you can't be around nobody or nothing, because think about it. You're hot inside. So if you're hot inside, something's going on inside, right? That heat got to be somewhere. So wherever that heat's present, cold's going to be on the opposite side of it. People don't think about that element. If it's hot someplace, it's cold somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's like shade. When the sun's out and it's mad hot and you go under the tree, it's cool, right? It's some kind of shade. So it's like, okay, you look at a pot, right? When a pot's on the stove, right? And say it's been on the stove for a minute and it's heating up. Everything inside is hot, right? But it's sweating. And that sweat outside as it's perspiring, sometimes that shit turn cold. Excuse my friend. Sometimes it turns cold. So everything's coming out. It's going to come out to another, it's going to format. So the body does that. When you get sick, it rises the temp and you sweat everything out, and that sweat is cold. It becomes cold. processing it out in a format where you can't get sick no more. So it pushes it out with heat, and then it cools you down as it's coming out. So you sweat it out. So once it's sweated out, it's cold. It can't go back into the parts.
Yeah.
But if it was hot, it could go straight into the parts.
Mm.
The body have a way of doing its own science and its own mechanism. But we as people don't really take the time to think about it and how it operates and why it does what it does.
Yeah. Because you could be eating something and you may know it doesn't agree with you, but you might like try and eat it again anyway, and it won't work.
No.
And it's like
Or you'll
more
physically be able
psychological
to
than
eat it.
anything. Yeah.
You physically want to eat this because you like the way it tastes, but
But it
your
don't agree with
body
you.
rejects it.
Yeah.
Perfect example. When I was a kid, everybody, you seen the Big Mac commercials and all that, right? I go get a Big Mac. I'm about 8 years old. I'm like, oh yeah, I want me a Big Mac. Man, that look good. Get the Big Mac with the $1,000 dressing and all that. Get to eating this, right?
Mm.
I don't like the taste of it. I want it, but my body don't want it. So come to find out, I don't like $1,000 dressing over the years. Find out why I don't like it. It's mayo based.
Mm-hmm.
So my body don't like nothing with mayo in it. It like tartar sauce, I don't like. You can't give me tartar sauce. You can't give me no mayo. You can't give me Thousand Island. Like ranch. Ranch is nasty as shit.
Nothing
It's
creamy.
mayo based. Anything mayo based is nasty. Except for the like that spicy mayo. If it's spicy, because the heat, the spice in it, so I can't taste that eggy, oily taste.
Mm-hmm.
But mayo, man, mayo is disgusting. Sour cream is to me too.
So no tuna salads and potato
Now, when I
salad.
make tuna salad, I use vegan mayo.
Never tried that.
It's
What is it?
made
No eggs or something?
no eggs. Yeah, it's pretty solid.
What does it use instead?
It got like olive oil and it's a bunch of different things. There's many different ways to use it. Make it. So I mean, I can tell you. Let me see.
Interesting.
It's called it. You really should try it though. It's called. It's a very good brand. It got like a blue, a green cover, a red cover. I think it's called Vegan Mayo. It's a very good brand. I can't even. If I can find, give me a second. Let me see if I can find the name of this thing. I might be able to find the name of it.
Vegan mayo. Yeah, a couple different items. I want to try something new.
Nah, that vegan mayo is it's a couple of brands out there, but it's a certain specific brand. I've had Hellman's. Hellman's is not bad. I was surprised, but that's not who I would say to try.
Yeah, there's a young man that has a company that makes the vegan condiments. So maybe he has the mayo. We'll see. Cool.
I mean, it's gotten better over the years. Like they're really getting better with the vegan mayo and different things because a lot of people are more going to like healthier lifestyle of eating.
Yeah, even if you could start with your salad dressings and stuff like that. That's an excellent way. Your condiments. That's a good
Some
way
reason
to
I
start.
cannot find that the mayo. It may have been because I went a certain place and got it, and I don't know if where you're at they have what is it? Fresh time. It's a place called Fresh Time that they may carry it. I'm not sure, I think they do carry it, but it's a very good vegan mayo that I used to get a while. I used to get this vegan mayo a while back. I have
Cool.
not seen it here where I'm at out here since I've been out here. I have not seen it.
Local
I don't
product
think I've
or
seen it.
not sure. I mean,
Nah,
it's a
it's not a
local
local.
product. It may not, unless they have it
It's
at the farmer's market.
They might have it at your farmer's market. I can't remember the name of the brand. I was looking for it. I don't even know if they still in business. I want to believe they still in business, but I haven't heard or seen the brand. But I'm willing to try other vegan mayos. I tried Hellman's. I didn't have a problem with theirs. It was pretty solid. I was like, oh, interesting.
Oh,
I
they
read the
make a
ingredients.
vegan. Hellman's
Yeah,
make a vegan version. Cool.
Hellman's make a vegan mayo, and it wasn't bad.
Hmm.
So what I do before they came out with vegan mayo, what I used to do is use the Miracle Whip.
Mm.
So like tuna salad, yeah, I do tuna salad, but I gotta make it, and I gotta make it with either I could still do Miracle Whip. Or what I do is I use sour cream, and you wouldn't even be able to tell a difference
Yeah,
because that
I like
sour
using
cream got
sour
that
cream.
tang.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like sour
Sour
cream,
cream.
but it's good to put in ingredients. Like if I got a veggie taco or something, I'm not putting no sour cream.
Oh
Sour
yeah,
cream
I
is
like
nasty.
mixing it with I don't know if you've ever had something called Red Hots. It's pretty popular
Everybody
here.
does that. No, I don't. I'm not a fan of sour cream where I'll eat it on something. It has to be
I
like
like
in my.
mixing it with the Red Hots.
Nah,
For
they
like
do that.
tacos.
When I worked at Chipotle, a lot of people was coming in. It was like getting the sour cream and the hot sauce we had and mixing it up and putting it on their tacos and burritos. And I'm like, yuck,
Yeah,
disgusting.
man.
I'm not a fan of like sour cream at all.
Yeah, I love it.
It's good in cheesecake as and to help with the tang of it. It's
Yeah,
good for making tuna. But like sour cream
that's
just
the
flat
first.
out, nah, I'm cool on it. Yeah, it makes a good it helps make a good tuna salad.
Mm. Sounds like it, definitely. I mean, I can imagine it.
You'll be surprised the things that people are actually putting food
Oh,
to
trust
get it
me.
where you like a lot of your barbecue sauces. Like, see, that's the thing. I hate ketchup. Ketchup is one thing I hate, but
Mm.
a lot of your barbecue sauces have
It
ketchup
is the
in it.
base. That's the base of it.
And you would never know. A lot of people will tell you they hate ketchup. But what I figured out is that we don't really hate ketchup. People like more elevated ketchup. That's what barbecue sauce is. It's elevated ketchup.
Mm-hmm.
It's the base is ketchup
Spicy,
and
elevated. Yeah,
everything else added to it. It's an elevated ketchup.
it's
So you got
actually in the
people that
class
don't
by
like,
itself. The barbecue sauce now.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because you got people that add rum and whiskey and different things to it now. Now, when you add them different things to it, it's like a whole other kind of barbecue sauce. This like become a barbecue sauce where you can use to marinate. You can use this barbecue sauce to marinate because what it is like the flavors from the bear go right in there and it'll cook out well. So you don't have the direct yeast, but you have that yeast flavor from the beer and that barbecue sauce, and boom.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it's about midnight, doesn't it?
Yeah.
To me, it just feels late for some reason, but it definitely has a lot to do
Cause you
with,
start you started the podcast a little late. You did.
yeah, but it definitely has this time period is feels accelerated due to the alignment. There's a lot of energy pooling together when you have 7 planets aligned all, in an arc.
Like it makes me look at the word sun, right? And you know what I think when I see the word sun,
Mm,
sun. You might think I'm crazy for saying this, but I look at that and it's a beam of light, right? But the word sun, I think, is Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, the planets that they don't talk about. I wonder if that energy channels through the sun. Why is it spelled
that's
sun? And then they
interesting.
don't put 2 dots next to it.
You said Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune.
Sun. Yeah.
Hmm.
It makes you wonder, like, why you said sun. You spelled sun the way you spelled sun for a reason. Are you
Mm-hmm.
telling us something? Makes you curious. And it makes you look at how close Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune is.
Yeah.
And it makes you see those, that's our alignment of chakras. What else it aligns with?
Mm. Interesting.
I
I did
mean,
not know that it aligned.
it's a never-ending world with that, man. It's just so much. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm to the point where I follow it, but I'm more like I'm trying to see what's parallel now, because I think once we got one part of the picture, but I feel like once we get through the parallel
Mm.
and you go over and you go up and then you come back down, it's either a triangle or a circle, or it becomes a triangle and then the motion circles out. That's
Yeah.
what I believe, because if you look at a lot of the pictures and the a lot of the old school stuff, you see a triangle and a circle.
Mm.
Ain't that how the thing is made? That flower that they talk about?
The flower of life.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Triangles and circles.
Yeah,
So
this
if
that's pretty much circles. Mm-hmm.
so if it got triangles and circles in it, it's telling you something is parallel and then it goes up and then it comes back down.
Mm-hmm.
We only got one piece of the puzzle. And they stopping us from connecting to the other two pieces.
Hmm.
The Trinity. That's the Trinity. That's the true Trinity right there. To
Hmm.
know but we're in single format. So we haven't figured out biology yet.
Mm.
And then after biology, it comes the trilogy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you
Singularity,
like
biology,
father,
trilogy.
right? It's we have the father, then SUN, right? Son. So what's the father? Right? We got the father and then the son. We know the
Look at
son
the word father.
SUN.
Father is missing an R. They changed the vowels. You gotta pay
Mm.
attention. The vowels, when like say you get married, you commit to something, there's a vow. So there was a vow
Vowel.
there was
Yeah.
a vow. But they
Mm-hmm.
say vowels because it's really vowel, but it's a vow. So you have a vow to the universe. The vow that we have to the universe, we speak to the universe in an accented language. That's why
Mm-hmm.
English is a Anglo-Saxon language, and it's a mumbo jumbo. And because of it being a mumbo jumbo, the universe don't understand it because the universe speaks in a dialect. So by the universe speaking in a dialect,
Mm.
a lot of the English words are mumbo jumbo because a lot of them are metaphoric. Everything means the same. You got
Yeah.
three words that mean the same thing. So it takes a little bit more work. That's why Latin is like kind of the original language. It's one of the originals because it speaks with a dialect. It
Mm.
expresses the feeling of the verbalism enough that the universe understands it. It's a fluent language. It speaks fluently. As to if you hear when somebody speaks Spanish, it sounds like a melody depending on how they talking. But when you speak
Mm.
English, the only way you can do that is if you got an instrumental behind you. So you need something from the ancestors to create that bridge so you can rap and flow. Because the English language don't have a natural flow. You got to put
Mm.
certain words together to create a flow. That's why they say watch the words you use and words are spelled.
Yep.
This thing is deep.
For
It's
real.
really deep when you look at the art of it. The reason I'm able to go there is because I'm an artist as well myself in the music. So it's like you look at the words, the speeches you have. Like I'll make a perfect example. I go to work every day, right? And
Mm-hmm.
My exec, right? I say, how you doing today, brethren? How you doing today, sister? And how you doing today, brother? How you doing today, sister? Say that to all my peoples.
Mm-hmm.
All my peoples that's the same color as me. So he hears this and he nitpicks at it. How many times you say bro a day? Trying to be funny. So that's telling me that I have destroyed the mentality and it bothers the other side
Mm.
because of what I say and how I say what I say, because it's like, dang, he's still stuck in whatever era he would be for you're 50 odd years old. He's still stuck in that era.
Mm. Why? Because the way you greet them?
Yeah, it bothers people of the opposite when you greet people of your kind in a way that they wouldn't expect, or in a way they don't think you should, but they can't say that because they know they're not supposed to say that, but that's really their true nature.
Yeah. Well, they know they have to act a certain way to do what they're doing. If there's like a job or whatever, have
But
to conform
that's
with
the
it.
thing. They don't understand. I'm the type of person, right? I mean, I care about it to a certain extent, but it wouldn't stop me from being of my nature as a brother. It wouldn't stop me from being of my nature as a brother if I had to do that. It wouldn't stop me.
Or they would rather you not be like black people don't want to be black at work. They want
It
to.
don't happen that way though, because no, I'm gonna keep it real with you. When I'm having conversations and I'm trying to explain and I don't want to be derogatory, I use the N-word. And I make sure they hear me.
Mm.
So they know I'm like, because you gotta remember, Caribbean from the Virgin Islands. Being from the Virgin Islands, we don't have a filter. We say what needs to be said. Consequences or no consequences. There's
Mm.
no filter to it.
Yeah.
You gonna hear it. It's there.
So what you say?
What I tell him, I mean, he's done a lot of crazy things, but it's how you say it and when you say it, because you gotta know how you're dealing with people, but don't let them know how they're dealing with you.
Mm-hmm.
You watch them and you don't, you like, well, you'll have a conversation about something serious in the other individual that's supposed to be above you as far as your superior at work, and they're acting in a lower nature than you are, you ignore it.
Mm.
You don't play into it. You ignore it, because that's when they're gonna jump out of that and jump right into what they was, and you jump into what they was.
Mm.
You don't, nah, you don't. But and then that's what keeps them guessing. They don't know what to do with you, how to react to you. It's a game. It's a mental game you playing too at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It's chess.
And as a black person, you know, we have to go through this. Everything that we try to achieve is that game. You know what I'm saying?
Until the laws change, or we all segregate once again, which that's coming very soon.
We were talking about what is the difference, or why would Biden pardon someone like Marcus Garvey 100 years after
Why? He
he's already.
had to. He had no choice but to pardon him, because that energy. Some came and spoke to him. Some happened for him to have to do that. We may not ever know in this reality what really made him do that, but it was something behind that. He didn't do that because he wanted to. Somebody came and reminded him, or some gave him some reminiscence of that.
I believe it was Howard University. Let me see if I can find this clip. I'll play it for you. A guy at Howard University, they were doing a study on it anyway. And I think they were the ones that actually got it done.
They sent a letter to him.
I believe so.
That would make sense, because I know he ain't doing it on his own. He probably didn't even know who the guy was.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure he didn't.
No, man, you gotta remember, that's 100 years. Ain't that about over 100 years now?
Yeah, it was.
So he wasn't even born then.
Mm-hmm.
How old is that? Was probably what? How old is Joe? About 80?
Yeah.
That 20
Here it
years.
is.
That about 20 years for his term.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't know nothing about that.
Hold on, let's check it out. See if I can share the screen here. Fair use, YouTube. Fair use. This is for fair use purposes.
democracynow.org, the War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. Last week, President Biden made history by issuing more pardons and commutations than any president before him. Among the thousands of pardons was one that came after more than a century. Black nationalist leader Marcus Garvey received a posthumous pardon for a mail fraud conviction in 1923. Advocates and congressional leaders had pushed for Garvey's pardon for years.
Mail fraud conviction. Mail fraud. That's a federal crime.
With supporters arguing Garvey's conviction was politically motivated and an effort to silence the Pan-African leader who spoke of racial pride. This is audio of Marcus Garvey speaking in Harlem in 1924.
The Negro is a man. We represent the new Negro. His back is not yet against the wall. We do not want his back against the wall because that would be a peculiar and desperate position. We do not want him there. It is because of this that we are asking for fair compromise. Where the Belgians have control of the Belgian Congo, which they cannot use, they have not the resources to develop nor the intelligence. The French have more territory than they can develop. There are certain parts of Africa in which they cannot live at all. So it is for you to come together and give us a United States of Africa. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are not going to be a race without a country. God never intended it, and we are not going to abuse God's confidence in us as men. We are men, human beings, capable of the same acts as any other race, possessing on the fair circumstances the same intelligence as any other race. Now Africa's been sleeping, not dead, only sleeping. Today Africa's walking around not only on her feet, but on her brains. You can enslave, as was done for 300 years, the bodies of men. You can shackle the hands of men. You can shackle the feet of men. You can imprison the bodies of men, but you cannot shackle or imprison the minds of men.
Born in Jamaica in 1887, Marcus Garvey established the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League in 1914. In 1917, he established the headquarters of the UNIA in Harlem. Black self-reliance was central to his ideology, and he established the Black Star Line, a shipping company which raised over $600,000 before collapsing in 1922. In 1923, U.S. authorities prosecuted and convicted Garvey for mail fraud in connection with the Black Star Line. He served a 2-year sentence, was then deported to Jamaica. He died in 1940 in England. For more, we go to human rights lawyer and Howard University School of Law professor Justin Hansford. He's executive director of the Thurgood Marshall Civil Rights Center, the first American to be nominated and elected to the United Nations Permanent Forum for People of African Descent. Professor Hansford is the author of Jailing a Rainbow, The Unjust Trial and Conviction of Marcus Garvey. So, Professor Hansford, you and Howard University were instrumental in achieving this pardon in the last hours of President Biden's tenure. Tell us the story of Marcus Garvey.
Yes, good morning, Amy. This is a pleasure this morning to talk about one of my personal heroes, Marcus Garvey, as you described, was one of the first anti-colonial global Black leaders. He created an organization of over 6 million people. And what he did was do more than simply provide inspiration, but he also provided a blueprint for Pan-Africanism, the creation of the red, black, and green flag. His words, for example, "We will emancipate ourselves from mental slavery," would later be a foundation for the lyrics of reggae music, which were quoted by Bob Marley, and images and ideas sent across the globe. And, the parents of Malcolm X were devout followers of Garvey, and that served as an inspiration for Malcolm X's activism and Dr. Martin Luther King. So that the echoes of his work reverberate unto today throughout the Black freedom struggle. And this particular legacy is one that not enough people know about. And one of the wonderful things about obtaining this pardon is to have this conversation this morning, to have the conversation which has taken place over the past week, to be able to, in this time when Black history is being suppressed all across the country, in schools across the country, we have an opportunity now to talk about these ideas around entrepreneurship and self-confidence and a global lens on activism and liberation, which is, especially in this time where we're facing so many threats with our social justice struggles being pushed into a corner. As you just heard Marcus Garvey say, we do not intend to stay in that corner. We intend to fight back. And he's a wonderful example and inspiration of what that fight back must look like going forward.
So, Professor Hansford, can you be specific on his life? Talk about the Black Star Line, talk about what got him in legal trouble and the political underpinnings of that, what it meant for him to go to jail, and why he ended up being deported.
Yes, well, we have to think back to 1920, 1921. The context 100 years ago is we're in the midst of Jim Crow. We're having hundreds of lynchings taking place around the country. Black people are one generation removed from enslavement. And here comes Marcus Garvey with the idea to create a mode of travel and commerce that would connect the Black diaspora in the Caribbean and on the African continent. Remember, at that time, every country in Africa was under colonial rule except Ethiopia. So here's this concept. Many people would use the term back to Africa, but what was meant by his rhetoric was that he wanted to allow people to return back to their spiritual roots on the continent. And in addition to that, think about the concept of independent economic commerce and being able to do for yourself. And so what took place was he created the Black Star Line, which energized the world. And it's hard to overstate, how important this was and how inspirational this was. Young kids on the continent of Africa would read his speeches in his newspapers and memorize the words and run back to the rest of their community and repeat the words that they had memorized. I mean, this electrified a people around the world that.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what he was saying. But yeah, so that gave a more comprehensive look as to where the pardon actually came from. He wouldn't have done it if they did not request it. He's a law student up there in Howard University, and so they were able to get that done, which is really great. But I wish that they would be able to get out, Huey Newton, and all the other political prisoners. Trump took care of his people, January 6th people, he pardoned all of them. And so, yeah, that was finally a victory in the name of Marcus Mosiah Garvey, which I have always had a warm place in my heart for Marcus Garvey. Absolutely. I actually found out about him through a reggae group through the music, because of
Heard the
course I
name.
was a young
Yeah.
girl. The Heptones. The Heptones, when they made the song about 2 songs about Marcus Garvey.
They teach about him in Black History where I'm from in the Virgin Islands. They teach about him.
That's good. Yeah. But
Well, sister, I'm gonna have to start getting ready to get up out of here.
yeah, absolutely. I'm just about to say we're gonna wrap it up. Lovely
Right.
session, and we'll try to come back some days soon. We'll talk about it and keep this momentum going with this type of talk, because these are the times, lots of healing is going to have to take place, and so we might as well get started.
Right.
Absolutely. So peace, love, and light, and
Peace, sister.
until the next time.
Until next time.
Ashe. Yes, thank you for joining and attending a wonderful show. Next time we will be talking about the next stage of wellness. And as we leave, let's just talk about Tanya 23's products one more time. Our body butters, and our lotion. Peace and love, peace and love. Welcome to SheaButterMe.com podcast. That's right. This is the podcast where Shea Butterme has a lot to say as she sells her products, honey. That's right. Can't forget to do that. She also has a mega mall on her website, honey. That's right, at www.tanya23.com. Correction, right here. The mega store is no longer in circulation. We have the complete website is at www.tanya23.com, and that's where you can come and order all of these products here. Peace and love, peace and love. Welcome to SheaButterMe.com podcast. That's right. This is the podcast where Shea Butterme has a lot to say as she sells her products, honey. That's right. Can't forget to do that. She also has a mega mall on her website, honey. That's right, at www.tanya23.com/mega mall. That's right. She's got electronics, crystals, and she's got every single thing, household items, everything you can think of, because we are a mall. And if there's something that you see if there's something that you like and you don't see on our website, well, just click that chat button and you will be able to get right to Tanya23.com. One more thing just before we go. Let's go here. Let's go to Tanya23.com right quick. Show y'all what's going on. I just added this cute little chenille party dress the other day. But yes, this is our chat. And say I'm looking for a money candle. Let's just say. You type it in and it will search the entire site for you and come up with what you're looking for, and you click right on it. And it tells you everything that you need to know about the lovely product. And you can go right over here and add it to your cart. Okay. And perfect. And yeah, so that's how you get your products. We are definitely doing more work on the site every day. This is stuff that we have to do. Every single click, 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 click. I have to do that. So it's a lot going on, of course, but we have it under control. Until the next time, peace from Tanya 23 Experience. And the experience is bananas. Till the next time.